Aloha, my name is David Kauahikaua, and I'm running for Honolulu City Council District 3, which includes Waimānalo to Oʻahu Manu. For most of my life, I've been a musician. I've performed with many of Hawaii's most popular entertainers, and I own a small business called Audio Hawaii. Besides performing on stage, I run a recording studio and sell audio samples of Hawaiian implements online that other people can use in their own creations. As you might have guessed, I am not a career politician. I am just like most of you. I am for a government that represents the people it serves. I want people to have input into the laws that govern their lives. Politicians should uphold the desires of their constituents, not push their personal agenda through without any input from the public. I want to be a new voice in the council, your voice. Our island has many problems that need to be addressed. We need to tackle the horrible road conditions, the pollution in our ocean and canals, crime that seems to have escalated, the lack of affordable housing, and the high cost of living. A native son of Kailua, I was born, raised, and still live here. I am a true kama'aina. Before my parents moved into our family home, the property was agricultural land, so only Kauahikaua have lived on this land. Growing up in Kailua was magical. We camped in Waimānalo and Kailua and hung out at the beach all day. We were close with our neighbors and often gathered where everyone played music and spent quality time together. My mother, Eileen Kauahikaua, was the administrator at St. Christopher's Episcopal Church on Kainalu Drive in Kailua. My father, Ben Kauahikaua, worked for Hawaiian Tel in a variety of jobs, starting as a lineman and working his way up to an executive position. My father instilled in me the value of hard work. My mother was the one that made me take piano lessons. I thank her now for that, but I was less than enthused during my high school years. During high school, I was part of a group that represented Hawaii on behalf of the Hawaii Visitors Bureau and toured the mainland in Australia. I also toured all through Europe with the Kamehameha School's wind ensemble. I loved sharing our hula and mele with the people I met around the world. I enjoyed bringing the magic and culture of Hawaii to new places. It's an honor to be a native Hawaiian, and I do not take that lightly. My brother, Dr. Jim Kauahikaua, was a geophysicist at the Hawaii Volcano Observatory. A few years back, the volcano was erupting, and people's homes were threatened. Jim was the Hawaii Volcano Observatory's representative at public meetings where he had to update people on the status of the eruption. He fielded all sorts of questions, some unrealistic and some good. I watched him answer each and every question with grace, no attitude, no demeaning manner. He simply tried to educate everybody, including the media, equally. This man, who was a doctor of geophysics, patiently answered every question without a "do you know who I am?" or "I've worked all day and I can't be bothered by your questions" kind of attitude. He was a wonderful role model, an example of how we should all treat everyone equally and not look down on anyone or brush them aside. I've always had a special love for music. In my everyday life, I take songs and ideas that we have and work them into beautiful pieces of music. I often try to use Hawaiian implements in the production. I do this because of the love I have for my culture and my people. I'd like to bring that perspective, a fresh perspective, to the City Council and move forward with the values of the Hawaiian culture. Please vote for me and help me make positive changes in our community. My name is David Kauahikaua, and I'm running for Honolulu City Council District 3. Mahalo.
Aloha, my name is Kelsey Nakanelua. I'm running for District 3 City Council, representing Kāneohe, Kailua, and Waimānalo. I was born and raised in Kāneohe, and I currently live in Kailua. I have family in Waimānalo. I've spent my entire life on the windward side of Oʻahu. I've raised 3 children. I have 6 grandchildren. We have gone to all the various schools from Heia all the way to Kailua Intermediate to King and Castle, KIS, everything. So my family, between my siblings and my children, have been ingrained in the system on that side of the island. In addition to that, I did graduate from Kamehameha schools. I have a bachelor's degree from the University of Hawaii in speech, a bachelor's degree in economics, and a master's degree in communication. In addition to my academic background, I actually served 20 years as a naval officer in the military. I just retired, and so I'm moving on to this next stage in my career. And I think that many things that other people know me for are my athletic endeavors. I was a 2-time Olympian and a 6-time Hawaii's fastest man. And I mentioned my military career and my athletic career to show you some of the skills that I developed using within those 2 careers that I can use being a city council member. As an athlete, you learn time management, discipline, perseverance, ability to take criticism, massive number of setbacks, and to keep moving forward. And on the Navy, you learn leadership, how to deal with a diverse population, multiple cultures. I was the officer in charge of recruiting in all of Hawaii. I had several offices on the islands, Hawaii, Guam, Japan, and American Samoa. And so I had to deal with over 100 people, leading them, giving them directions, working on interpersonal skills, and working on leadership skills. I think the leadership skills and the discipline and perseverance that I got from my athletic career will transfer directly into helping out with the city council, taking care of the windward side of the island, Kāneohe, Kailua, and Waimānalo. I think the 3 biggest issues in those areas are housing or cost of living, the environment, and the government or government overreach, and then how to deal with taxes. So I think those are 3 of the numerous projects, and it's multi-layered and multifaceted. When you deal with housing, we need to come up with a plan that sort of lowers affordable housing, increases the supply, right? And you could do that through property taxes. You can raise or decrease the property taxes in order to increase the supply. You also got to deal with the planning and permitting side of the house in order to increase to not have delays, so you can increase the speed at which you build a house. And then there's the environment. You have water, which you need to deal with. Kailua is famous for having overruns of water, and then there's a sewage plant, the Windward sewage plant, dealing with how to disinfect the waste, take care of the runoff, right? And then the last piece that I have to talk about would be government or government overreach and taxes. I kind of mentioned the taxes when it comes to property taxes to try and deal with that in order to increase supply so we can lower the cost. And again, we also can lower the cost by speeding up the process through processing and permits. So I think my naval education, my athletic career, my general education, all will be transferable into the city council. Again, my name is Kelsey Nakanelua. I'm running for District 3 City Council. Aloha.
Aloha, mai kākou. I am Ben Shafer, and I am running for State Senate District 23, which runs from Kaena to Kāneohe. I am a 27th-generation Hawaiian who reside in the Ō'ahu of Kahana. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in political science from the Brigham Young University Hawaii campus. I am a veteran of the United States Air Force. Currently, I work for the Film and Stage Union for the past 23 plus years. I am currently also a member of the Oʻahu Island Burial Council. Why am I running? I am running for State Senate because we deserve someone who will work with us in the community, who will be present, who will be respectful. Why am I running? Because there are so many issues that need to be addressed that they are not being addressed, that will need to be. Why am I running? Because our people deserve to be represented. The issues that we face are many, but some of them are agricultural, infrastructure, affordable housing, and education. We need to save as much agricultural lands as we can, because eventually we need to become more self-sustaining. Our infrastructure, our roads, our bridges are just falling apart. And our highway, Kamehameha Highway, is rated at an F rating. And so we need to make sure that our infrastructures are doing better. Our affordable housing, that word, we haven't seen it yet. We hear about it, but there is no affordable housing. But we need to ensure that people who need housing can actually get it. Education, We need to have a system in there where social services are introduced into the education system to help our students who are struggling. Again, I am asking humbly for your vote for State Senate District 23. My name is Ben Shafer. Mahalo.
Aloha mai kākou. My name is Mark Clemente, and I'm running to be the next state representative for House District 46. This district encompasses the beautiful communities of Wahiawa, Whitmore Village, Waialua, Mokuleia, Launani Valley, and Waipio Acres. I'm running for office because I'm a new father. When my son Tyga was born in January 2023, my life changed. I felt like I needed to do everything I could to ensure that he and all of our keiki have a better and brighter future here in Hawaii. Now, a little bit about my background. My great-grandfather was a cicada, a Filipino laborer at the Honoka'a Sugar Company. My education, I graduated from Kamehameha schools. I went on to earn a bachelor's degree in biology from Hawaii Pacific University, as well as my law degree from the William S. Richardson School of Law here at the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Now with work, I have experience in healthcare, in clinical research, working with our Medicaid Quest population and coordinating their care, as well as 8 years of experience at the legislature in both the House and the Senate in various roles. As a candidate, my top 3 priorities are public safety, bringing jobs closer to home, and strengthening education. As I've been knocking on thousands of doors across the district and speaking to numerous residents, we're all suffering from a quality of life issue here in Hawaii. Now, public safety. I plan on supporting our law enforcement because the community deserves better than the status quo soft on crime policies. I plan on engaging every level of government, our legislature, our judiciary, our executive branch, to ensure that our laws and policies keep our people safe. Now, regarding homelessness, how to tackle that big issue is to increase access to mental health treatment, to substance abuse treatment, as well as kauhale in every community. These tiny homes need to be placed in places where the community and the government decide where it's best and safest for everyone. Because without public safety, there's no sense of community. My second priority is bringing jobs closer to home. You see, I have a long commute to work from Waialua. I've been a 10-year resident of Waialua, but I grew up in Kalihi. And there are days I miss living in town, but nothing beats the beautiful countryside. Now, my commute is about an hour long each way. So that's 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week, 520 hours a year on average. What can you do with 520 hours of your life back? Quality of life for me includes having more time doing the things we love to do with the people we love the most. Now, bringing jobs closer to home involves leveraging the assets of our district, which is agriculture. We have some of the best agricultural land in the state, and we need to grow more food for our local people in order to drive those costs down. Also, I plan on supporting small businesses and entrepreneurs because they create jobs locally and in our communities. This also involves my third priority, which is strengthening education, because 50% of our high school graduates don't go on to college or don't finish college. So that tells me they're either entering the workforce, entering the military, or being priced out of paradise. And those are things that we want to help our high schoolers and expose them, as well as our middle schoolers, to different trades and vocational training that pay a living wage in order for them to stay here in paradise. We also need to match the curriculum in our high schools with available jobs and assets in our district. So in closing, my name is Mark Clemente. I'm a candidate for state representative for House District 46. My top priorities are public safety and improving that, bringing jobs closer to home, and strengthening education. I humbly ask for your vote and support in the upcoming primary election so that we can improve our quality of life here in Hawaii. Mahalo and aloha.
Aloha, my name is Daniel Michael Gabriel, and I am the conservative option for the State House of Representatives for District 46. Born and raised in Central Oʻahu, I am accustomed to the family-oriented values, traditions, and needs of the community. As the father of a young family, I experienced the same exposure to the stresses present in our community. District 46 is struggling with a vast list of challenges such as sanitary and safety concerns associated with homeless encampments, rising costs of living, increasing violent and nonviolent crimes, failing infrastructure, poorly administered public works, and the diminishing trust of our constituents. Our most pressing issue is also our most complicated. The influx of homeless encampments throughout the district exposes the community to unsanitary, dangerous, and disheveled conditions. These encampments disregard the will of the people and the laws that guide public and private land use. It will take a multidisciplinary approach to address the contributing factors of homelessness in our community. Drug abuse, mental health effects, and the eternally growing cost of living are key factors in the poverty our community experiences. It is imperative that we clean up the community in which we are blessed to live. We need to educate the youth as well as the overall public regarding the inevitable dangers of drug use and abuse. Growing up, I recall the DARE program coming out to my school to teach us about such dangers. Homeless individuals suffering from mental health defects must get the care they need for the safety of not only oneself, but also the community at large. I have a plan that utilizes programs that are already in place, such as HONU, coupled with the integration of community-based projects. Such projects, staffed by the participants of the outreach program, will afford them the opportunity to contribute to their community and earn income. I believe we can address the cost of living with proven supply-side economics. This entails a low-rate, broad-based flat tax, spending restraints, sound money, free trade, and minimal regulation. It is common knowledge that the government does not equate to efficiency. Therefore, let us deregulate and place the economy back into the hands of the free market, where it is up to supply and demand to set prices. This scenario creates increased consumer options, higher efficiency, and excelled economic growth. This year, we experienced historic tax cuts in the state of Hawaii, but we cannot stop there. The full effect of GAP 2 will not be realized until 2029 and beyond. We need to abandon the progressive tax system and utilize the positive impact of a low-rate, broad-based flat tax. With my experience in accounting and the private sector, I will implement conservative fiscal policy. For too long, we have been governed by individuals who do not understand the concept of creating value. Our current politicians only know how to receive money and spend it. They do not understand how to create wealth. That is, unless you observe how they are so adept at funneling kickbacks to pad their own nest. This leads me to the plague of pay-to-play politics. I would like to sponsor a bill that would effectively ban corrupt corporations and lobbyists from contributing to political campaigns. There are too many companies, special interest groups, and lobbyists that are flush with cash, influencing politicians. The final issue that I would like to champion while in office is that of parental rights. I believe that parents must be involved with the decision-making process of their children's medical, educational, and social freedom. Parents, children, and the nuclear family are the backbone of our society. Without their autonomy, we will cease to exist as a nation, island, and community. If elected, I will strive to be the catalyst in the process of implementing no-nonsense, logical solutions to the issues facing the community. From new voters to experienced constituents, I look forward to invigorating and involving the community in the political process and its civic duty. Oʻahu is the soil in which my roots are planted. My family, friends, and dreams are interwoven into the fabric of this community. I will fight tooth and nail for the people, values, and natural resources that we possess in this thriving community. Mahalo.
My name is Asheemo Nefertiti Daily. You could call me Koda. I'm honored to be here today as a candidate representing the Green Party, running for State House, District 48, Kāneohe, Kahalu to Ka'ava. I'm here before you not just as a candidate, but as a committed advocate for our environment, our community, and our future. Raised in Ha'ula, I've seen the firsthand beauty of our land and the strength of our community. From founding the first Castle Climate Club at Castle High School to leading the Hawaii Hub of Sustainable Ocean Alliance, my journey has always been about bringing people together to create positive changes. The Green Party is built on 4 fundamental pillars: ecological wisdom, social justice, grassroots democracy, and nonviolence. These are not just political slogans. They are the guiding principles that shape our vision for a better world. Ecological wisdom. We recognize that our well-being is directly tied to the health of our planet. This means prioritizing sustainable practices, protecting our oceans, and combating climate change. Our commitment to ecological wisdom ensures that we leave a thriving planet for future generations. Social justice. Everyone deserves to live free from fear, violence, and discrimination. This includes standing up for the rights of indigenous peoples, fighting for the LGBTQ+ equality, and ensuring reproductive rights and justice. Social justice is about creating an inclusive society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Grassroots democracy. Democracy should be a bottom-up process where every voice is heard. By engaging with our community through town halls, forums, and grassroots organizing, we can ensure that our government truly represents the will of the people. This campaign is about empowering you to take an active role in shaping our future. Nonviolence. We believe in resolving conflicts through peaceful means and promoting a culture of respect and understanding. Nonviolence extends beyond physical conflict. It's about creating policies that do not harm our communities or our environment. I have dedicated my life to these principles. As the director of the Hawaii Hub of the Sustainable Ocean Alliance, I hosted a deep-sea mining summit to raise awareness about the dangers of exploiting our ocean floors. Through this work, I've seen how informed, passionate communities can make a real difference. Our campaign is more than just about winning an election. It's about building a movement that serves our future. We need your help to engage in phone banking, distributing flyers, hosting community events, and spreading our message on social media. By working together, we can inspire more people to join us in this fight for a sustainable and just future. I ask for your support, not just as voters, but as active members of your community. Let's come together to empower our youth, amplify Indigenous voices, and promote sustainability. We can create a future where our islands thrive in harmony with our environment. Mahalo for your time and support. Let's build a future that we can all be proud of. Vote Green Party. Return the people back to the land.
Aloha residents of District 50. My name is Mike Lee, and I'm running to be your next state representative in Kailua and Kāneohe. I live with my wife and children on Kalaheo Hillside, where my family was born and raised. Kailua is our home. My goal in the state legislature will be to improve residential life on the windward side by strengthening our education system, getting tough on crime, easing burdensome taxes, and protecting our natural resources. As an educator, sports coach, small business owner, and community leader, I have extensive experience advancing community initiatives with government, local businesses, nonprofits, and schools. As a member of this community, I understand the daily challenges facing our residents. My priorities will focus on and address the concerns of Kailua and Kāneohe neighbors like you. I humbly ask you for your support in this election. Let's work together to protect our way of life on the windward side for generations to come.
Aloha, my name is Hopena Pokipala, and I'm running to represent Waimānalo, Keolu, Ka'elepulu, and Ka'ohao as the representative for District 51 at the Hawaii State House of Representatives. I'm a native Hawaiian, born and raised in Kailua. I went to Kamehameha Kapalama High School and graduated from the Shafer School of Business at UH Manoa. I'm the president and co-owner of Oysters Hawaii, and I also work full-time as a longshoreman. I understand the value of hard work, and I deeply understand the issues facing our community. I believe Hawaii needs a new generation of leaders and policymakers, ones with a fresh perspective to better shape the future for our own keiki. My ohana has generational roots in Kailua, and I have witnessed accelerating change in our small town. I will fight for policies that maintain the integrity of our home. As someone who has lived their entire life in a multi-generational home, I have felt the economic burden of the diminishing affordability of housing and the rising cost of living. There are numerous accounts of local families struggling to make ends meet and ultimately being priced out of their homes, forced to move to the continent where their purchasing power is higher. We need to have policies and programs in place that combat this exodus. I would fight to streamline and simplify the permitting process for new housing developments, which would increase the housing supply. Every study on affordability notes an increase in supply is a prerequisite for affordability. We need to invest more in affordable housing and can do so by leveraging state land and funds to build more units. A tiered tax structure, one which increases the tax rate on high-value, vacant homes, would also help fund these initiatives. We should also explore ways to expedite the ADU process and offer low-interest loan options for local families to efficiently utilize their properties. Investments in agriculture and sustainable energy would bring down the cost of food and power and provide jobs. It's prudent that we explore all options in keeping local families in Hawaii. I believe the state needs to hold the military accountable in cleaning up their live ordinances at Belos, and all leased lands for that matter. Belos would be a perfect area to develop housing for DHHL and would get more families off of the waiting list. My dad, like thousands of others, have been on the waiting list his entire life. There needs to be better dialogue and planning between the state and DHHL to get as many Hawaiian families into homes as possible. As an avid waterman and outdoors enthusiast, I believe we have a responsibility to protect our natural resources. More responsible tourism policies need to be enacted to minimize the impact on beaches, trails, and the community. I believe in the importance of neighborhood watch groups. I'm a member of my community's Makai Watch group, and through reporting violations to the LNR, we've shed light on illegal fishing practices that jeopardize the availability of fish for future generations. Since our group's inception 4 years ago, we've noticed a substantial decrease in myopic fishing practices. I believe that through community policing, we can empower residents to look out for each other, the environment, and deter crime. Overall, it's difficult to condense all of the issues going on in our community into one video. However, I am 100% committed to helping my community every step of the way. In conclusion, my experiences as a businessman, longshoreman, and kama'aina have shaped my deep understanding of the challenges facing our community. I stand for a new generation of leadership focused on creating a brighter future for our keiki. From tackling housing affordability to protecting our natural resources, I will fight for policies that promote a thriving and sustainable Hawaii, one that puts locals first. Together, through community engagement and responsible leadership, we can achieve a better Hawaii for all. Mahalo for your time.